Many of you are likely ready to go to the mat, defending the idea that we humans have a self that runs through our brain and body. But when we say we have a self, what is it that we think we have? And does have mean that we possess it? If so, are we both the thing that is possessed, the self, and its owner, the entity that possesses the thing? If this sounds philosophical, there's good reason. Birth of the self. The ancient Greeks are often said to have come up with the expression, know thyself. But according to Christopher Gill, there was no obvious lexical equivalent in the ancient Greek, or Latin, for the self. The closest they came was person and character. Self began to appear in Old English, by way of other Northern European languages, as a means of describing one's own person. By the 14th century, it began to be used as part of reflexive pronouns, myself, herself, himself, itself, etc., where the subject and object of the verb in a sentence referred to the same person or thing. I blame myself. He, himself, is the one who deserves credit. Today, the word self, at least in Western cultures, commonly refers to those features that make one a conscious being with a first-person point of view. This way of thinking began to take shape in the 17th century through the writing of René Descartes. A polymath, Descartes was a philosopher, mathematician, and physicist, and if psychology and neuroscience had existed, he undoubtedly would have excelled in those areas too. Descartes viewed the mind as an immaterial, immortal soul. It was both spiritual, connected to God, and mental, the locus of thought, including conscious thoughts about oneself. With his famous statement, cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, he tied personal existence to conscious thought, and equated this consciousness with the soul. In his scheme, the conscious mind has agency. That is, it controls the actions of its physical body, and as a result, will be held accountable on Judgment Day. Other animals exist only bodily, and, lacking conscious agency, have no afterlife in either heaven or hell.